My name is Grayson Capuson, and I'm the CEO of our jewelry company. We aim to create the best jewelry only using the highest quality materials. We are excited to share with you our journey into collaborating with Australia's gold exporter, Newcrest Mining. In order to reach our goals, we have assembled the best and brightest for completing this task, creating an HR, marketing, and operations team to ensure we are well prepared to do business in the Australian market. I now pass it over to Lauren with HR to delve more into the insights of this project.
Thank you, Grayson. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Lauren McCretis, and I'm one of our HR directors. Today I'm going to be going over scheduling changes due to our upcoming trade deal with Newcrest Mining in Australia. The only individuals who will be affected by these schedule changes are going to be the individuals who work in specific groups within our operations department. You are the ones who are dealing directly with Newcrest Mining, so your hours and your conferences may have to be adjusted outside of normal working hours that we're used to. We know that the executives at Newcrest Mining are very sensitive to staying on schedule, so we ask that you respect their time and ours, and please attend any and all respective meetings that you're assigned to. Even though these meetings are going to be held over video conference, we're still requiring that everybody has the business formal dress code that we've been instilling. This may change in the future, but for now we're keeping it exactly as it is. So please keep that in mind. We want to make a good impression with Newcrest. If you have any issues at all, please reach out to your direct supervisor. We want to stay ahead of any problems that may arise. Management is also considering possibly expanding into Australia. So in the event that we do so, we will be implementing cultural sensitivity seminars for all employees. But as of right now, we will be implementing cross-cultural negotiation simulations to prepare us for that negotiation and the further negotiations and trade deal that will occur. Marina will have more information on the cross-cultural training, and so now I'll pass it on to her. Thank you.
Hi everyone. As Australia and the United States are both low-context countries, there will be many similarities when business is being conducted. Although Australia is more of a multicultural country, whereas the United States is more of a multiracial country, we will have to establish global etiquette and protocol training. We will do this by having lunch and learns. In these lunch and learns, we will have conversations about tradition, culture, language, as well as employee opportunities. An example of an employee opportunity would be rotational programs that would allow both Americans and Australians to travel overseas to work in the future. This training would serve our employees if and when we decide to expand to Australia. Now, I will be passing it on to Arian, who will be discussing regulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mariana. Since we are trading internationally, deconstructing all the laws and compliances is crucial to our business. Australia has very specific customs and import regulations that include tariffs, valuation methods, and rules of origin. One area of concern to us is the regular updates on regulatory changes, but we will mitigate this by hiring local lawyers that are well accustomed to the local statutes. We realize a good reputation in the global market is crucial, so we will do our best to comply with the International Trade Administration of Australia. We will invest in public relations and encourage corporate social responsibility while maintaining an ethical business practice. I will now hand you over to my colleague Alex.
Thank you. Since we will need to send employees to Australia, there are some things logistically that will need to take place. For starters, all employees, especially upper management, should get a valid passport as soon as possible, assuming you don't already have one. When it comes to travel, all expenses to include flights, hotels, and/or rental cars will be paid for before you leave. Finance during this process will go over other items during the trip that may be expensed. To enter Australia, employees will need to complete a Visitor Visa Subclass 600 form. The fee associated with that will be paid for and then expensed back to finance. When it comes to the logistics of the gold we purchase, since we will be exporting the gold from Australia to the US, we will need to make sure that all the laws and regulations for both Australia and the US are followed in regards to exporting and importing. We will do this by coordinating directly with Newcrest Mining, government agencies, and through various shipping companies that we may use. I will now pass it on to Sophia, who will be going over forecasting data for you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. With the demand for gold in the US and Australia getting larger, Australia's mining industry has been growing rapidly in the past 10 years. Since 2021, their sales and service income has grown by $86 billion AUD, which is $54.2 billion USD, with an annual expected growth rate of 2.89%. Along with that, the current price of gold is 1,981 US dollars an ounce, which has changed from $1,622 in the past year. The demand for gold has remained healthy in the past 10 years, leaving our company in a great position to succeed with this trade. With this steady projection, our company can expect to experience our own rise in the jewelry industry as we will be able to produce more products yearly. Now, I will be passing it over to Bradley.
Thank you, Sophia, and that's some great insight on forecasting. So now moving forward to quality and testing of the gold in the company we're doing business with. So we're potentially doing business with Newcrest Mining Incorporated. They are a very established company and one of the largest gold mining companies in the world. On top of that, they have a very specific code of conduct and have many partnerships with organizations to give back to their community and the world. This makes it easier to understand the company's ethical and moral values, and it makes it easier to trust them. As far as quality and testing, they are fully certified in the International Cyanide Management Institute CLIDE code, which all that is an international voluntary certification program for companies that are manufacturing, transporting gold and silver to ensure safety and health standards. They also do quarterly assay reports, which is a test that gives analysis of ore samples and to determine their composition and economic viability of their ore deposits. Then lastly, the X-ray fluorescence spectrometers are used to determine the chemical composition of a sample and further examine the quality of the gold. Now I'm going to be passing your attention to Micah.
Thank you, Bradley. Moving forward into the marketing aspect of things, should we ever consider as a company attempting to break into Australia's market with our gold jewelry products, there are multiple social and cultural aspects that we will need to take into account if we are to form an effective marketing strategy. There are many aspects among egalitarianism or the heavy fine dining presence that exists in Australia, but statistically the most prominent is mateship and the culture of mateship. Mateship essentially describes most Australians' affinity towards making friends and the high value placed on long-term reputable friendships. This is something that our marketing strategy will not only have to take into account, but make a centerpiece in order to effectively appeal to the Australian public, as that is really imbued in their culture.
Thanks, Micah. We have a marketing plan of action. We are going to be networking, meaning attending Australian industry nights, jewelry exhibitions, and trade shows, just to really build that partnership with Australia and show them that we want a relationship with them. Customer reviews and testimonials. We're going to encourage our previously satisfied customers to put our name out there and show that we are reputable and leave us reviews to help build this relationship with Australia. Like Micah mentioned, Australians really focus on that mateship, so word of mouth and hearing these reviews will be very beneficial to our company as a whole. Thirdly, social responsibility. We're going to highlight that we use sustainable practices, which can resonate with socially conscious consumers. And lastly, collaborations. We want to collaborate with high-end companies like wedding designers, other fine jewelry companies, or even high-end fashion companies that will use our jewelry to once again show the Australians that we are reputable. I'm going to pass it over to Anthony, who will talk about which plan of action he thinks will be most beneficial for our company.
Thank you, Claire, for talking about the best methods at marketing our brand out in Australia. I will be talking about the most effective ways at spreading our campaign and how it will affect us financially, and the estimated cost of this campaign for like our first month. So as far as Australian industry nights, Claire touched base on that. For an event, it is about $950 to $1,250 per hour at a social table. Within the first month, it's expected we go to probably about 2 of these, along with the jewelry exhibition. Jewelry exhibitions and trade shows range have a large variety of range, can range from a few $100s up to $10,000. With one of these events, a high-end one, it would probably be in the range of the thousands, according to the website JCK. Um, Customer reviews and testimonials do not bring us that much of a financial burden when it comes to clients giving us reviews. That is more of a cost of effort, and the real cost will come from building the website, which the website will range anywhere from about $3,000 to $10,000. We want to have a really good website, high-end website, so it would probably be closer to the $10,000 range. And as far as it comes to collaborations, large PR firms are charging about $5,000 to $10,000 a month, according to the website JCK. So this comes with collaborations with other big companies. PR teams that we're gonna have to pay would range around $5,000 to $10,000. So for the first month, it'd be somewhere in that range. In total, with our first month of campaigning, it would be an estimated cost of $20,000 to $30,000 for a high-end jewelry brand. This is very beneficial though, because we're a high-end jewelry brand and we want to market to high-end people. So we want as much people to see our brand as possible. We want to get as much reviews as possible. Our best method would probably be doing our best to market our website and get as many reviews as possible, as there's a large correlation where 1 to 10 reviews on the website results in 52% more conversion rate. And with more than 100 reviews, it could be a conversion rate of up to 250%. And so 20 to 30K towards marketing in our first month, but this will benefit us as revenue will most likely double after the second month as we continuously try to get our brand out there.
As you can see, our company is well aware of the changes that need to be made for us to effectively work with Australian companies like Newcrest Mining. As shown through our presentation, there needs to be a good amount of research put in order to properly communicate with different countries and cultures. Feel free to ask any questions, maybe about potential companies we're willing to work with or future plans regarding the company. Thank you very much.